After months of preparation and hard-fought battles, it all comes down to this. Both teams are near the finish line, but only one.
I got hair standing up on my arm ready for this one.
It's going to be a very, very good game as we check into the bracket for the District A-4. We saw Creighton Prep beat Bellevue East, and then Lincoln Southeast took their win. So that's where we are here for our finals, and we know the winner will punch their ticket in to Lincoln and play at Pinnacle Bank Arena, which is going to be a good state matchup this year.
Yeah, for sure. We're going to talk about these two teams individually here in a second, but I want to take a second. If you were here on Saturday, I kind of talked about each district individually where I think my upsets are going to happen. We're going to go over to that right now. I do think that I want to watch out for those A5, A6, A7 brackets. I do think, you know, Westside has a handful tomorrow night. That Lincoln team is very, very good. And they've kind of been underrated all year. They floated around that 8-9 spot and kind of fell out, lost 2-3 games down the stretch in their season, which kind of dictated if they were going to be a host or not. And they ended up, you know, kind of falling at the end. And they got a West Side, you know, they're streaky, like we've said before. And they're probably the team to watch out for if they're not going to make it to PBA.
And we've learned, don't sleep on the Lincoln teams. They can win on any night, as they've showed during the season.
Yeah, the Lincoln teams have a chance. Lincoln Public Schools has a chance to send 5 total teams to the Pinnacle Bank, with one almost being a guarantee in the Lincoln Southeast Knights or the Lincoln Southwest Silverhawks. I want to take you guys over to the last District 4 A4 semifinal between Prep and Bellevue East. Pretty one-sided from the jump. I mean, it was pretty close in their first quarter, and I said, you know, they had to shoot their way out. The Jays did, and the Jays shot their way out of that one.
Yeah, we kind of know with Creighton Prep, they kind of start pretty slow, and then towards the second half is really where they pick it up. But we kind of expected them to beat Bellevue East. But you never want to take anything for granted because every win counts here, as they won 71-34 against Bellevue East on Saturday night.
Rishel and Newbill being the leading scorers for both teams. And let's go over to the Lincoln Southeast North Platte matchup. It was kind of one-sided over there. Bangot Dak had himself one heck of a night. A double figures for him, almost 2 blocks especially. Junior Jays are going to have to kind of get him in foul trouble like they did. We'll talk about their, you know, regular season matchup here in a second, but they got the Southeast Knights in trouble foul-wise, and that kind of limited Dak on that front. But Dak will drop numbers like 17 points, 11 rebounds if you do not take care of him down in the paint.
Yeah, and we talked to Coach Stessman for Creighton Prep. He said that was Dak's probably most consistent game that he's ever seen him play. So we'll see what Prep can do to neutralize him. As we know, they have the bigs in Trinell Parker and Dylan Clausen, so we'll see what they do. As last time they played, like you said, Dak was in foul trouble.
We jump over to the Junior Jays Southeast regular season meeting. It was pretty close all the way through. You know, the Junior Jays strung a couple stops together in order to kind of separate themselves when that last 2-3 minutes of that game were happening. And like I said, the Junior Jays have to get Southeast in foul trouble. Southeast is a team that's going to come out and press you. They're going to kind of make you feel uncomfortable. For guys like Rishel, that kind of that messes with him because he needs that space to shoot the 3 ball. And if the Junior Jays want to win tonight and cut down these nets here in the Hyder Center, they're going to have to shoot the 3 ball, and they're going to have to shoot their way out of this one, but also out-rebound the Lincoln Southeast Knights. They're going to have to control the paint and the tempo of the game.
Yeah, it's big because Prep doesn't really have a size advantage as some games they usually do. And we saw the foul trouble was big because you take the 6'9" Bangot Dak out the game, and that Prep was able to control it there.
Yeah, I mean, Bangot Dak did have 10 points and almost 10 rebounds with 6 rebounds in that game. So they're going to have to control the paint for the Junior Jays against these Southeast Knights.
Absolutely. And then we take a look as Prep's leading scorers, the sharp-shooting combo, Dylan Clausen and Joey Rishel, both averaging 11 points per game. Joey Rishel almost at 12. Dylan Clausen, 7 rebounds, Joey Rishel 2. And very consistent, Joey Rishel 40%, and Dylan Clausen 57%, which is what you want to see out of your big man.
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, I think Clausen needs to get the ball rolling from beyond the three-point arc. Against these Southeast Knights, he had a pretty big three to go up 5 points in that game. So he's going to have to be able to shoot the three ball really, really well, and Riechel's going to have one heck of a night. What I'm also looking for, somebody that we've said does not appear on the score sheet, and I talked to him before the game. He said he might get some minutes tonight. It's probably the perimeter lockdown, Langston Palmer for the Junior Jays. Last time he made his debut against these Southeast Knights, he hadn't really played that much in the season, and he quoted me on that. He quoted himself. He said nobody's ever scored on me this year.
Oh,
so
we'll see what happens. We saw him get that chase down block too in transition. I believe it was that game, but yeah.
We need to talk about the Southeast superstar and Bangot Dak. Obviously, huge stature, 6'7", 6'8", 11.7 points per game, almost 10 rebounds, and right around that floating block number of 2. He is a presence in the paint, and the Junior Jays do their fair share of shot blocking in the paint in the duo of Trinell Parker and Dylan Clausen, but Bangot Dak is also a presence in the paint.
Yeah, and one thing about Bangot Dak too is offensively he can stretch the floor really well. He can play on the perimeter or inside, kind of like Dylan Clausen and Trinell Parker can for prep, but we do see him more inside. As we look at the matchup by the numbers, Lincoln Southeast averaging 61 points a game, Creighton Prep a little under with 56. But defensively, 53 points allowed for Lincoln Southeast and 48 points allowed defensively for Creighton Prep. Both teams shoot the ball pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
They both shoot 44%. And then three-point we see, as we kind of figured, Creighton Prep shooting much better than Lincoln Southeast. That's 36% on the season, which as a team is really impressive.
Yeah, that defense number is very impressive. Holding a team under 50 points a game wins you a lot of ball games, especially, Prep plays the passing lanes, not as well as the Thunderbirds over there in Bellevue, but they do still play them really, really well. That's why they're a host. That's why they are a top 5 seed in this tournament. But they do need to get a lot of steals tonight. Last time these teams played, the ball almost seemed like it had grease on it. Nobody really had a chance to, grasp the ball, take a full 20, 25 seconds to set up their offense and get going. It was a lot of transition points, a lot of wide open threes, busted coverage that allowed the Junior Jays to shoot threes, and even the Lincoln Southeast Knights.
Yeah, absolutely. As we look at history at state, Creighton Prep 56 state appearances, looking for their 57th, and then they've got 13 state championships, 3 under Coach Lukey. And for Lincoln Southeast, 21 state appearances. Their last state appearance was 2014, so they're looking, if they can get the win here, they're looking to go back to Pinnacle Bank Arena, where they haven't been in a long time.
Yeah, the Jays do have some magic over there in PBA. They're looking for their 9th straight. They've won, obviously, 3 in the last, 7, 6 years. So they're kind of looking to continue that dynasty. It's been a while since they made the state final, Emory, but, last year came a short semifinal. The year before that absolutely amazing game against Bellevue West Thunderbirds. But to the national anthem we go, and we'll be back with starters after the break.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise and move your caps to the playing of our national anthem. Tonight's anthem is performed by the Creighton Prep Student Band, led by Paul Fetchman.
welcome you back to the Hyder Center where we will be getting underway. But first, our starting lineups for both teams. We will start with the away team, Lincoln Southeast Knights. You got number 2, B.J. Bradford. Number 3, big man in the middle, Bangot Dak. Number 5, their sharpshooter, Tay Moore. You got Wade Voss, number 22, and then number 23, Jake Hilkerman. And for the Junior Jays, the same starting 5 that it's been all year long. It's worked for them. You got number 0, Dylan Clausen. Number 4, P.J. Newbill. Number 5, Joey Riechel. Number 10, Carson Jones. And then number 11, Emmett Knight. So those are your starters for tonight. Our district final is about to be underway. Jack, what are the keys for both teams to win this game?
It's going to be whoever shoots the 3-ball better. Straight up. You got to be able to hit those contested shots, those momentum threes. I mean, if you look at college basketball, you look at the NBA, you look at high school basketball, it's who takes the momentum, who gets the stop and runs with it. You know, Prep does a great job of, when they're playing tough teams, to stay close. They don't lead. We look at Westside. They didn't lead for most of the game until they had that huge 7 points in 15 seconds. Yeah. Miller North, back and forth. Bellevue West, it was mainly from the jump for them. Both times they've played Gretna and Miller North, it has been a game where the Junior Jays have led for maybe 3 minutes, and they make their run in the fourth quarter. Now, Coach Lukey prides himself on his conditioning. They need to out-condition the Southeast Knights tonight, and the Junior Jays have a shot. For Southeast, they got to make a run to start this game. They got to make the Junior Jays on their heels and make them uncomfortable, that they feel like they have to force shots to get back in the game. Yeah. So I think we're in for a barn burner. I feel like it's going to be a great game.
Absolutely. The energy is here tonight on a Monday night where we all have school tomorrow, but we'll feel a lot better if we get this win. Tip-off is underway. We got Dak and Clausen, and Lincoln Southeast will control the tip. So Tay Moore will bring it up for the Knights.
Couple of outside factors. Creighton Prep's Birdcage, the 6th man. They pride themselves on being a factor in this game. Mr. Eastmo does a great job with those guys. He even keeps those stats. They are sometimes the reason teams miss free throws, especially when they're playing here in the Hyder Center.
Yeah, as Bangot Dak will fire for 3. No good. And rebounded by Carson Jones. So Prep will get their first possession of the game.
Yeah, that's a usual shot for Bangot Dak. He's not really known for his three-point shooting ability, but he's still really consistent from beyond the arc.
Yeah, he can definitely still shoot the 3, as we saw him take that one there. That's Prep just trying to get something. Emmett Knight on the wing. He'll drive, and there's a steal. And now in transition is Bradford. Riechel on him. Hands up, and a charge. Joey Riechel setting the tone for the game with an early charge.
Yeah, that's kind of a 50-50 call. Obviously, these, not really a big reaction from the Southeast fans, with the Southeast bench for sure. Kind of looked like Riechel he slid a little bit. He kind of got lucky because that's an early foul that, it's a big momentum one. Yeah. I mean, Joey doesn't need that foul this early.
Absolutely great play by Joey. We know his offense, but there he comes defensively as he'll come on the top of the key. Joey will drive on Dak. Oh, my goodness.
You could see
that one had no chance. Dak didn't even have to jump to just swat that one into the stands. Riechel tried to drive, but there's the shot blocking ability for Bangot Dak.
That ball had some heat on it back down to the floor.
Prep inbounds it. Here's Knight. We see Bangot Dak is guarding Emmett Knight, which kind of unusual, but Riechel corner 3. Oh, that one way short.
Yeah, I mean, I like the decision early, but he doesn't need to force that right off the bat. Kind of closed out in the corner.
And there's Wade Voss on the block. He'll get the first points of the game for the Knights.
Yeah, kind of those transition points that I was talking about earlier. They're going to need to find those transition points and kind of get the Junior Jays kind of on their heels in that game to have them set their sets early and not set that many people in the box in order to rebound.
Here's P.J. Newbill. He'll drive on Tay Moore, trying to get physical, and that one, I don't know if it was blocked. Maybe it was just good defense there. Dak with help. As here's Moore driving on Knight, and they get the foul.
Ooh.
That's on Emmett Knight.
I believe Emmett Knight kind of reached. These Southeast fans wanted a foul in the backcourt. They thought Emmett was kind of grabbing on his jersey, but they got him down here for it.
So a transition foul for Emmett Knight. He'll pick up his first of the game as Bradford will control the ball. That kind of slips, but gets back up. Tay Moore on the wing. Crossover on Knight. He'll drive, pivot. There's Voss. He'll drive through contact. Wade Voss, his second bucket of the night.
Yeah, he's taking that size advantage on Carson Jones. Carson not really kind of plays that odd 3 for Prep. He's that sharpshooter like Riechel, but.
And there's Jones, he'll drive. Emmett Knight. Clausen on the corner. And there's Jones, top of the key. Tough defense by Southeast. That's how they need to play. As they get the help, and there's the steal, the second turnover of the game for Creighton Prep.
Yeah, Prep kind of came out flat. They thought Southeast was going to roll over for them, but Southeast has a bad taste in their mouth from that previous regular season performance.
And Bradford with the miss in the corner. Third cage letting them hear it.
That's that momentum three I'm talking about. You have a chance to put yourself up 7 and kind of cement that 10-0 lead like I was talking about earlier. That's a huge shot that, Prep kind of caught the lucky break for.
Speaking of threes, Jones no good, but the ball goes right in the hands of Clausen. And fans looking for a foul, but he doesn't get it. Dylan Clausen with the first points of the game for Creighton Prep.
Yeah, Prep needs to spread Southeast out. They need to get Bangot Dak in a 5-out so Bangot cannot help on the block. They need to kind of use those ball screens but still be able to.
And there's a great pass and a dunk. Wade Voss has all 6 points. And they've all been inside. Great pass by Tay Moore.
Yeah, I like what Prep's doing. They're trying to run this 5-out and trying to get Bangot on the perimeter. He still has some speed for being that tall and lengthy, but, if you could catch him kind of out in transition, it opens up your dribble drive opportunity.
Newbell will shot fake. He'll kick it. Emmett Knight, corner 3. Good. Emmett Knight, we usually don't see him shoot the ball much, but there's a big 3 to get Prep 5 points.
I was down on the floor pregame, and Emmett was kind of dancing. He was kind of dancing the music, kind of feeling it.
And he'll pick up a second foul. That's big. Emmett Knight now with 2 fouls. We'll see if Lukey will take him out the game, or
I believe that's Marquise Tolliver at the table. I think he was going to take him out anyway.
Emmett Knight, he's being physical, but you got to make sure as a defender you can't put both hands on the offensive player, and that's how he's picked up his 2 fouls already.
Yeah, that's kind of a 50-50 call. I mean, he looked really, really close to the baseline. I think another step, and Emmett gets that stop, and, he's dancing himself all the way with that turnover.
Now Bangot Dak will control it. Driving on Clausen. He's looking for something. A shot over Clausen. What a tough shot.
Yeah, they're going to need to take advantage of that all night. Dylan Clausen's not really known for his paint defense. It's kind of Trinell Parker's counterpart. But I believe we're going to need to see some Trinell Parker tonight, too, to kind of counter that Bangot Dak.
And there's, speaking of defense, Dak right there, but Clausen gets the ball back. Clausen looking for something.
Southeast fans wanted to travel, didn't get one.
Rischel will drive again, shot fake, and there's a foul. Not sure if that's on Bradford or on Dak. If that's Dak, that's his first.
That is on Dak.
Yeah, Bangot Dak. So we know last time these two teams played, Bangot Dak was in foul trouble, causing him to get out the game a lot, which maybe that's kind of the game plan.
Yeah, we were talking to Coach Desmond, like you said, pre-game, and, I kind of mentioned that, that was kind of one of their main kind of reasons for beating Southeast in the regular season. That was a huge, that's almost like a quad one. That's a quad one win for the Junior Jays, right? Your ranked opponents that are in the top 10 that you need to beat, especially when you're playing them at home, right? Playing them away is one thing, playing like Millard North at the Stable or West Side, right in front of the Red Shield. Like, it's really, really tough to play those teams there, but when you have the home court advantage, especially here in the Hyder Center, with this fan base behind you, you need to win games here. You can't drop them.
Joey Rischel gets both free throws to go, so Prep finds himself down 1 with 3:17 left in the first quarter.
Like I said earlier, Prep needs to stay in striking distance. That means stay within 2-3 possessions. You don't need to get off to a huge scoring run.
Yeah, there's Hilkerman with a tough finish over Parker. So Lincoln Southeast, the lead goes back up to 3.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Clausen was going to pull that 3. I was like, oh, please.
Newbell will drive on Moore. Tough defense again, looking for the cut, and there's a foul.
It's number 0.
That would be
Schumacher.
Yeah, that would be Schumacher. That is on him. He just checked in the game, picks up the foul.
Very good crowd tonight for both teams. This is one of those matches. A year ago from tonight that we had the shot clock game where both teams held the ball for 5 minutes in overtime, but
double overtime, 2 possessions total.
Yeah.
As Marquise Tolliver will drive, he'll kick it. Parker, he won't shoot. He can, but he won't.
He can.
Tolliver kicks it. Rischel, he can shoot, and he got it. A wing 3 for Joey Rischel. That's got to feel good. That's his first 3 of the game.
That kind of gets that energy back in the birdcage. It's one thing when the birdcage isn't in front of you on offense, but that's why the court's designed this way. You got to play against them in the second half.
Yes. Voss will kick it. Hilkerman in the corner. He'll shot fake. There's Schumacher. He'll kind of pull away, but Tolliver will step up to him. Schumacher will drive onto Oliver. And they
That's a
get him for a travel.
It's kind of a late travel. I was wondering if he was going to see that. I kind of thought he drugged that third foot. Obviously you can take two. That third one's fatal.
Yeah. Just kind of slipped maybe a little bit as we see Bangot Dak check in. He took about a 2-minute breather, so.
Yeah, I mean, the coaching staff at Southeast, Coach Joey Werning, he knows what Prep's going to try to do. They're going to try to box out and get Bangot Dak in those over the, reach those kind of over the head fouls on those rebounds.
Rachel runs around. Oof. Schumacher kind of took a hit to the face maybe. Fans wanted a foul, but
I don't think it was intentional enough to call it a foul.
As Clausen will drive on Dak. Clausen gets his own rebound. Clausen almost got the 3-point play, but instead he'll try to get 2 at the free throw line.
Yeah, back to that kind of elbow by Rachel. I think it was more for him unintentional. Like he was kind of taking the ball over his head, kind of keeping that triple threat position. These Southeast fans think he's throwing elbows, but
no.
Joey's not like that.
Not at all. We know.
Not that we've seen.
We know Joey Rachel, he gets tightly guarded though, so he's got to create his own space.
Yeah.
That's one of the things he can do is Clausen at the line. Dylan Clausen averaging 11.3 points per game with 7 rebounds to go with it. First free throw is good.
It's the first Prep lead of the night.
Yeah, I was going to say, Prep takes their first lead of the night with 1:41 left in the first quarter. Clausen gets both to fall.
Those are going to be huge, especially when you get in the postseason. You're playing Pinnacle Bank, and you got free throws to ice the game. We've seen what happened to Prep when they had free throws to ice the game against that triple overtime loss against Bellevue West in the state semifinal.
Yeah. As Taymor tries to drive on Newbill, Dak with the tip in.
Yeah, that's all that length there from Bangot Dak. I mean, as a defender, what can you do? That's that little punch tip in that he does.
Nothing you can do about that. If Tolliver will spin, didn't keep his pivot. Refs call that a travel. As we've seen 2 travels already for both teams. Just trying to keep that pivot foot, but it does get hard when your momentum carries you and you can't slow it down.
The momentum in this building right now, I'm trying to get a sense of it, Emery. I mean, obviously it's a home game for the Junior Jays, and they love playing here in the Hyder Center. It's probably the biggest gym, in my opinion, in the state of Nebraska from what I've been in. And it can hold a lot of people, but the momentum in here is kind of with Southeast. They've traveled really, really well. Not a huge student section, but still a lot of parents and friends of families here today. Yeah,
Lincoln Southeast definitely showed out as they look to hopefully have their team go to state for the first time since 2014 as Trinell Parker will drive on Dak behind the back, and he kind of loses it. Not sure what's going on, but he got it.
No, he didn't have it. I don't think the ref on the far side kind of signaled a bobble. He never really had it.
Looked like it got tipped, so that's why it wasn't a double dribble as 36 seconds left. Prep takes a 2-point lead. It's going to be a matchup down there. Trinell Parker and Bangot Dak.
I think we're going to see a lot more Trinell than Dylan Clausen. Maybe when the Jays need a 3, but Trinell's just a lot more that bigger body.
And there's another travel. That's 2 travels already for Lincoln Southeast. Again, they're just trying to keep that pivot, but it looks like the pivot foot is moving. Tough defense by Trinell Parker, forcing that turnover.
If you're Coach Lukey, you got to talk to your guys about that. The refs are being stingy.
Yeah.
We've seen these big games that, especially down the stretch, even not in the world of high school sports, Super Bowl, different things like that, have, games that come down to refereeing, and you need to take that element out of a referee's hands not to cost you a game in a sense.
We hope it doesn't come down to that so we don't have any fighting or arguments or anything as 10 seconds left in the first quarter. Tight defense. There's, looking for the pass down low, but too short for Trinell Parker. His 6'7" self couldn't go down and get it as Lincoln Southeast has 5 seconds to shoot for the rest of the first quarter.
I'm telling you.
We see Hilkerman check in.
Momentum plays are huge. And Trinell Parker, if that ball's a foot to his left, that's a slam. And that's, that birdcage would have gone nuts. And, Southeast has to kind of recuperate at the down 4. Probably not going to make a shot, maybe get a weird one off.
As Dak fires. Half court. No good.
From us, I thought it looked good.
As there is the end of your first quarter. It's been a close one. A lot of lead changes, a lot of turnovers, but we know this one is going to set up to be a terrific game. As I believe we will take a short break. We will be back. welcome you back to the Hyder Center for our district final matchup between Lincoln Southeast Knights and the Creighton Prep Junior Jays. It was a pretty close and tight first quarter. Might be what we see the entire game. It might come down to the wire, which would be great for a district final.
Obviously, you want to have a good game, especially when cutting the nets down and a plaque is on the line, especially, you want to take home that hardware, especially when your last game at home, you're hosting a team that's, I think very similar to Prep, matchup-wise. They both teams can really shoot the rock, but I like this double big man look from, Prep. They need to kind of hold Voss and Hilkerman to a couple points.
Great help defense there by Schumacher. Tipped the ball out of Clausen's hands as he tried to drive on Wade Voss. But, yeah, like you said, both teams are kind of going with two bigs, Parker and Clausen for Prep, and then Voss and Dak for Lincoln Southeast.
Yeah, Voss had those first 6 for, the Knights, and I think it's very important that Prep kind of isolates and takes that big man game out of the equation.
Yeah, Richo tried to look for Clausen there, but it was a turnover as B.J. Bradford will kind of slow it up for Lincoln Southeast.
Burkage told him to shoot it after he had that air ball early in the first quarter.
There's Hilkerman. Will drive on Richo. Hilkerman kicks it. Schumacher wanted it but won't take it. Bradford now to Voss. Dak with Clausen on him. Great cut. Loses the ball, and here's Newbill in transition. And Newbill will just take the layup.
We always know what happens on PJ when, he gets those transition kind of points when he's one-on-one with someone on his side. Obviously the Burkage giving out that wolf call to let him know someone was there.
Yeah, Newbill, we know he loves embracing the contact as Hilkerman. That one too far. So here's Prep. They'll push the floor with Tolliver. Now he'll kind of slow it down. Rachel.
Kind of wanted that 3.
Screen. Will drive. Kick. Tolliver. Bounce pass. What a pass. Rachel. Corner 3. No good.
See, that's that momentum 3 I'm talking about. That puts Prep up 7 if he makes that, and that's a huge start to the second quarter for them.
Yeah, 3-possession game it would have been if he would have hit that 3-pointer as Schumacher will drive on Tolliver. Elbow jumper, no good, but the tip is no good by Hilkerman. He was right there but couldn't get it to go.
Yeah, those are the shots, though, Lincoln Southeast is going to have to make. Prep needs to limit Southeast to, one shot, one and dones. They need that in order to have that good transition points as Trinell Parker takes advantage of that size.
That one too easy for Trinell Parker, the sophomore. We really saw him become a star, and he's got those momentum plays like you talk about when he dunks. As Bradford, that one is second air ball.
Lukey telling Tolliver to push the floor. Tolliver does. This is a huge momentum play.
Spin.
People wanted to travel. Riechel.
Deep 3. And almost gets the bounce, but no good to go. Now I saw Riechel in warm-ups. He was hitting from about half court, so he's feeling himself. I actually talked to his dad. He said he was feeling good, so we'll see how that plays out during the game.
Yeah, he was the last one on the court for shoot-around, kind of around the 30 minutes before the game mark.
Yeah.
Kind of trying to get some extra 3s up, knowing that game might come down to a 3 of Joey Riechel.
Yeah, and there's number 3, Bangot Dak, on the block over Dylan Clausen as he gets that to go. So Lincoln Southeast now down by 4 with 5:22 left in the first half.
Prep, all you need to do, you just need to be up. You need to score more points at the end of the day, and this is where you do it. You keep them at bay, so where you're scoring, you're up 6, up 4, up 6, up 4, up 2. Yeah. Something in that range, just lets you have the momentum of them really not going on a run.
Yeah, that one kind of tipped. Newbill, I believe, was looking for Clausen on the corner, but a little miscommunication there. So another Prep turnover. Like you said, for Prep or whoever, you got to score and you got to get a stop. So it's not just trading back and forth. Prep now does have the 2-possession lead, but anything can change.
Yeah. Dak, don't get me wrong, he's a presence, and Prep needs to get him, I believe, in his second foul. If they can get him in his second, possibly his third in the next under 5 minutes, that'll be crucial for their success.
Dak,
what an up and under.
On Trinell Parker, Bangot Dak. We'll be saying that name a lot. Footwork on the baseline. Now the lead is cut down to 2.
If you're Coach Lukey, hey, you tell your guys, you're still up. The momentum may be still against you, but you still have the chance to put yourself up 4, up 5 even.
Yes. There's P.J. Newbill with Hilkerman on him. Trinell Parker looking to get his revenge on Dak. He spins. Dak hands up. Parker, there he goes. This might be a matchup we see.
Yeah.
Both players trading buckets.
Yeah, it kind of looked like he hooked. I thought they were going to get him for a hook, but what a crossover.
Schumacher kicks it to Hilkerman. Hilkerman kind of jab steps. Tay Moore with Newbill on him. He'll take it And through contact, but no good. Dak offensive rebound.
And
they gave him a travel. Vanguard Dak took too many steps. That's 3 travels. Fans hate that call, but what can you do? Can't argue against the refs.
If you're a Prep fan, that's a big break.
Yeah.
You have the chance to put yourself up 6 again, or maybe even 7. You know, this is that momentum 3. I'm going to be saying it a lot all night, so get used to me saying it. This is where you need to hit the momentum shots. This is what separates teams from good and great.
Speaking of threes, Newbill, no good. PJ Newbill doesn't really shoot the 3 ball, but he can. He's a more inside player.
Told me in pregame that he said, but for him,
oh, wow. Great shot fake there as he gets Parker to jump, and Parker picks up the foul.
Yeah, PJ was telling me pregame that he was feeling it. You know, Coach Lukey doesn't give him the green light, but he was, you know, if he's got a guy, you know, playing at the block or playing just above the block, especially when he's in the corner, he told me he's taking the shot because for him, you know, that's an easy just catch, shoot for him. And, you know, once he starts hitting that, you got to respect it.
Yeah, I think it's all about confidence for PJ Newbill. He hits that shot, he's going to feel way more confident.
Yeah.
As Schumacher will kick it to Voss. Voss with Carson Jones on him, trying to get physical. No foul.
Good board by Joey Riechel.
Great box out, and there's a foul, Wade Voss. Kind of a stupid foul that he just picked up right there. Didn't really need to do that.
Yeah.
As we see number 11, Dang Gate, will check in. And Vanguard Dak will sub out. So maybe we kind of see Prep might attack the middle with that shot blocker Dak out.
We've seen what temper can do to a team. Tate Odvidi had that technical that gave the Junior J 7 points in 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Vanguard Dak does need to watch his temper. And so, like in a game like this, your temper matters because that can win or lose you a ball game at the end of the day.
And we see these refs are blowing their whistle a lot. As Dylan Clausen on the baseline, Hilkerman, tight defense. Clausen, great pass. Newbill 3. No good. Just kind of shorted, but a rebound by Riechel. And they call the foul on the floor. So no shots for Joey Riechel, but that's Lincoln Southeast's 5th foul. Schumacher looks pretty upset. Let's see, we'll check out. 6 fouls now for Lincoln Southeast, so just 1 away for Prep being in the bonus.
Junior Jays are kind of following Coach Cohote's game plan. I mean,
I think they hear you.
You know, get him in foul trouble early. Make him.
Got to get that one in. Kind of a
thrown-up
pass. They'll call the foul on Marcus Oliver. Newbill's kind of had to throw that one in.
Yeah, he did.
Nothing.
You know, he was getting close to that. You know, if you're PJ, right? It's only the second quarter. You got 5 timeouts. Just burn one. I mean, just get it set.
Yeah, that one is kind of a dumb turnover for Creighton Prep. Lincoln Southeast gets the ball.
But that was great. I mean, great off-ball defense by the Knights too. I mean, to getting a team to almost hold the ball for a 5-second count, especially on the inbound, that's
impressive.
It's impressive.
B.J. Bradford with Carson Jones on him. There's Hilkerman.
I bet they'll sub Dak back in around the 1.5 minute mark.
Yeah, get him in as Tay Moore will kick it. Wade Voss, he's been the leading scorer, but great defense by Marquise Tolliver. He'll push it. He knows he doesn't have the numbers, so now he'll kind of slow it down.
Yeah, there's Dak coming in hopefully around that 2-minute mark. You know, they notice what Prep's doing when he's not on the floor.
Yeah.
It's screens and cut, screens and cut.
They're looking for is Parker with Wade Voss on him. Parker using his size. Great finish. Turnell Parker.
Night, kid.
Turnell Parker with another bucket. He's going to work in that post.
Yeah, he's letting Southeast know he's a presence down low in the paint too.
Yeah, offensively and defensively. As B.J. Bradford, kind of a pull-up jumper, no good. And that's off the hands of Wade Voss. So Creighton Prep up by 6 with under 2 minutes left to play in the first half.
If you're B.J. Bradford, I believe he's going to get subbed out here. I mean, tough night, obviously, shooting the ball. He's had a couple air balls, and the birdcage from Creighton Prep usually picks one guy a game that they know really is kind of cold from the field and gets them kind of in their head. They kind of live in their head rent-free, and it can bring down your self-esteem as a player.
Yeah, Lincoln Southeast tried to trap Carson Jones. Corner 3, it's in. Ooh. Carson Jones hits his first 3 of the night.
The momentum 3.
25-16 is under 2 minutes left to play in this first half. Creighton Prep is kind of pulling away, but there's still a lot of time left.
We've seen what happens to leads, you know, especially the Blue Jays over there in downtown Omaha.
Gate for 3, he answers right back. A big 3. Might be the first 3 of the game for Lincoln Southeast as we see them trap. They got to get the ball across half court. They got 8 seconds to do it. And they do.
Skip pass.
Carson Jones, can he do it again?
Oh, in and out. That's a
Tay
shot they have to hit.
Yeah, Tay Moore now will drive it. Kind of slow it down. Dak checks in. Going in the post. He'll kick out. Great defense
By Clausen.
by Clausen.
That's what they need to do, make Dak uncomfortable.
As Gate with Tolliver on him. Schumacher. It's in. Lincoln Southeast back-to-back threes as they cut the lead now down to 3 with 30 seconds left in the first half. Prep will most likely hold this for the last shot.
Unless I get an easy look here, like something wide open in transition. I assume Coach Lukey, he wants the momentum going in the locker room. If Prep can hit a nice little buzzer beater, maybe 2 seconds, 1 second left on the clock.
Yes.
These Southeast fans getting into it.
Yeah, tight defense by Tay Moore. Tolliver, nothing easy coming for Prep. Tolliver drives, spins, and a charge.
Ooh.
Wow, great defense by Tay Moore. Now Lincoln Southeast can tie it going into half with 6 seconds left. That's a tough play right there by Tay Moore.
Yeah, that's a momentum call. I mean, at the end of the day, you need guys you need those players that'll sit in the paint. They'll take a charge for you when it matters most.
Yeah.
They'll put their body on the line for your team. And going into Pinnacle Bank, they need that as much as they can.
Yes, 5 seconds left. Schumacher will pull. He's looking, great steal. Carson Jones puts it up. Oh, no good.
Hit one earlier in the year. I
Yeah.
thought he might have got a second.
So that is the end of your first half. It's been a great back and forth first half, but Prep goes in to the half up by 3 as we will be back. Stay tuned. welcome you back to the Hyder Center for the second half of our Class A district final between Lincoln Southeast Knights and the Creighton Prep Junior Jays. It was a score of 25-22, kind of a low-scoring game, but we kind of expect that intensity in scoring to pick up.
Yeah, I mean, from both sides, it's been a really interesting series of events. I mean, Prep started off really flat, like Blue Jays teams do, both in downtown Omaha and here at 72nd and Western.
Yeah.
But for Prep, it's kind of been finding their momentum late. You know, later in the first and then early in the second, they kind of found their groove, hitting shots. The Carson Jones 3 that he hit, the first one that he made, was really, really crucial to put them up 6.
Yeah.
And I think if he hits that other 3 wide open transition, I do think that's a dagger for the first half, because that puts you up 9, and you still have, if you're Lincoln Southeast, they went on a run to obviously close the quarter, probably be around 4 or 5 points right now. But for Southeast, you got to limit Prep's opportunities. You need to get them to one and done. Prep, same thing for Prep. They got it. Both teams have to give each other one possession, and that's it. They need a rebound. Prep's out rebounded Southeast down low, big man on big man, and guards like Joey Rischel, PJ, just guys, Emmett, going after the ball as a guard, crashing, giving you more opportunities to secure the rock. Not so much getting out in transition because they don't need to. Whatever they set up on offense is going to get them a bucket.
Yeah, well, we saw Creighton Prep went up, I think it was about 8 points, and then that lead was quickly cut down to 3 going into the second half, as we saw 2 back-to-back threes for Lincoln Southeast, which were big because those were the first and second threes of the game for them. But around Class A, here are some games. We'll keep you updated with the scores. Elkhorn South defeated Papillion La Vista South 53-49. Miller North takes the win against Kearney 75-66. As expected, Bellevue West takes down Lincoln Northeast 68-43. And then Lincoln North Star and Gretna are end of the first half 19-15. Lincoln North Star beating Gretna. And then Lincoln East beating Lincoln Southwest 21-17, end of the first quarter. So we'll keep you updated with those scores. As I kind of will see whoever wins. We'll kind of see how the seeds and stuff rank, what teams will go where. But we kind of get an idea. We obviously know Bellevue West is going to be number 1. It's, you know, you said this earlier. It's kind of a race for second place. But, you know, anything can happen. You never know. But Bellevue West has looked absolutely incredible all year long.
Sorry to cut you off. If you are a top 8 seed, or top 7, excuse me, and you lose in the district final.
BJ Bradford, that's his third air ball. He's going to hear that for the birdcage.
Sorry for laughing, but that's he's having a rough night.
Yes.
And I know probably something I shouldn't have probably have laughed at, but the birdcage just.
Hey, let's be honest. You wouldn't be doing any better than what he's doing right now.
Yeah, true.
If you were
no, I can hit the open look.
All right, don't lie to people now. Creighton Prep gets their first possession of the first half. Rischel with Bradford on him.
Back to what I was saying. If you lose and you're a host, you have the chance to fill the 8th seed in the wild card.
Yeah.
And that's the highest known seed.
Wow, what a deep 3. Kind of a
shot clock.
Rainbow shot. Rischel's kind of had to put that one up. We know he can hit that, but that one just kind of desperation threw that one up. But go ahead with what you were saying, Jack.
So as 8 teams make it to state, the winners of each 8 districts. If you are a host and you lose, you have the chance to fill the 8th spot. However, Langston was explaining to me earlier that if Gretna were to go down and so did Prep would get the 8 and Gretna would stay at the 3.
Okay. Yeah, so that's big. Obviously, we want Prep to win if you're a Prep fan, so they can just get that easy punch-in ticket. As Bradford through contact, no good, and there's a foul.
There's the foul.
That's going to be on Hilkerman. Might be his second of the game, maybe first. But yeah. Yeah, his first foul of the game. So, yeah, like you were saying, Creighton Prep, they want to win this game so they can just get the easy seed and not have to worry,
not worry about what's happening,
yeah, exactly.
Especially tomorrow night. This Gretna game I want to keep an eye on because that could get really –
Not sure. I think it was a foul. That's going to be a foul on Emmett Knight.
3.
That's 3 fouls on him.
No, Carson Jones, first foul.
Oh, Carson Jones. Okay, so that saves Emmett Knight from having 3 fouls. We saw him pick up 2 fouls early on and then kind of sit down. It's been a pretty physical game. Refs have blown their whistle a lot, whether it's travels or fouls. So we'll see how that takes place.
Both teams need to take this game out of the refs' hands.
Yes, Hilkerman wanted the 3 but won't take it. He'll back down Rischel. Ben got Dak. He'll take the 3. And in and out. Emmett Knight will control the ball as Prep push it in transition. Rischel with Hilkerman on him. Newbill. Clausen. Prep kind of trying to look for a shot. Tough defense by Southeast. Clausen will drive on Dak, trying to get physical. Oh, tough shot. Great defense there by Bangot Dak.
I mean, if you're the Junior Jays, I think you go back to Trinell Parker. I mean, he's kind of more of the presence.
Wow,
and
what a
pass.
What a pass by Bangot Dak. And he finds Jake Hilkerman with a chance for a 3-point play to tie the game.
Yeah, it's been back and forth for sure. And, you know, if that's somebody with a little more oomph in their jump, that's an alley-oop, and that's a huge momentum play to – we're roughly, you know, a minute, 2 minutes, and 10 seconds into this quarter, and Prep comes out flat again. They had the momentum at the end, getting that stop and limiting Southeast. Okay, we're still up by 3, a chance to, you know, come out of the half and do our thing, and they haven't.
Yeah, we saw Lincoln Southeast open the game with a 6-2 score, but Prep kind of picked it up. It might be what happens here as Hilkerman converts the 3-point play to tie it at 25. So Tolliver, he checks in for Emmett Knight, and so does Trinell Parker. Again, that big man with Clausen and Trinell Parker. So they're going to match up against, as there's tough defense by Bangot Dak. Carson Jones just trying to look for something. Lukey just kind of standing and watching his team. Rischel, jab step, 3. No foul.
Oh, no foul? I don't know about that one. I saw Rischel flat on the ground, and I was really interested to see there was no call.
Tay Moore for the lead. And no good. And that one goes out of bounds. It'll stay here. It looked like it was off the hands of Hilkerman, but it will stay here. Ref calls it off Prep.
I think if you're Coach Lukey, you need if they score here, you need to talk with your team.
Yeah, Prep hasn't scored yet. 2 minutes or 3 minutes in to the first half. Is Hilkerman. Tough shot.
Joey tried to kind of sell that charge, maybe get a second one down low, but I think Coach Lukey needs to come over and talk to his team. They came out a flat half out of the break, and you can't have that, especially when you get to the point where you're playing at Pinnacle Bank.
Yeah, 5 unanswered points. The 5-0 run to start the second half for Lincoln Southeast. Prep just hasn't really gotten even a shot as they look. Parker trying to get open down low. Skip past to Newbill. He'll try a 3, and no good.
Southeast getting stops and getting points. That's the name of the game.
Yeah. As Bangot Dak, what a 3. No good. Ball in the air. Newbill comes down with it. Newbill will push it. 3-on-2. He'll kick it to Clausen. Newbill will drive. There's Tolliver. He'll try a 3. No good. That one kind of too strong. Yeah, Prep, they're getting looks, but they just can't get anything to fall. No points scored yet in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he was going to hit a step back 3, and that would have.
Great defense.
Whoa!
That's a foul. Tay Moore just kind of hit him. I don't think it was intentional. Both kind of going for the ball, but that one kind of surprised you there.
I was like, oh, it was like a football.
Yeah. As a timeout is called. So, yeah, it's been 5 unanswered points. Prep's got some good looks, but just nothing falling for them. And Lincoln Southeast, they're playing really tough and physical defense as both teams have 2 fouls each. It's a 27-25 score.
I believe that's 3 guys. You know, a couple of West Side players just walked in the building. I believe that's Tate Odvity, and I think Kevin Brown is the other one too. Coming to scout out the competition for the state tournament.
Yeah, we saw that Prep West Side game. It was a great one. We were on the call for that one.
Fantastic.
Terrific game, and it ended in a shoe falling off a player and a turnover.
Yeah, in a very interesting fashion.
Yeah. So both teams in the huddle. We'll see what Prep comes out with as they will start with the ball.
Obviously, West Side not playing tonight. They'll play tomorrow when they're, I believe, the only game district-wise will be tomorrow.
Yeah,
for the West Side Warriors.
Speaking of West Side, like to our left, there's a lot of the West Side players just kind of chilling, hanging out, watching this game go down on this Monday night. Fans wanted to travel. They won't get it. Clausen trying to fight for the ball. I believe that should have been called a travel, but he still missed it, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, the 6th man needs to kind of get going for this Junior Jays defense. You know, they're kind of faltering at the at the head here. They need to string some stops together and get their confidence back.
Yeah, Taymor with Tolliver on him. Taymor will kick it. He gets the ball back.
Remember, this is a Southeast team that walked in to West Side and
Ben
beat
got
him.
Dak. Oh, they get the
Ooh.
foul. It's Trinell Parker. Dak will go to the line, shooting 2. It's been Trinell. We saw Trinell Parker and Ben got Dak kind of trading buckets down there on the post. That time, Dak gets the foul. So he will go to the line to give Lincoln Southeast a possible 4-point lead. Again, Prep has not scored the ball yet in this second half. Birdcage there to distract him. And that one is short. Carson Jones will check in for PJ Newbill. He will take a seat.
they need that fire starter in Rieschel and Carson Jones.
Prep needs a 3. As Ben got Dak. Maybe can go 1 for 2 on the line.
This is where you need your older guys, your seniors, your juniors that get a lot of minutes to start a run here for Prep.
It's
down
this
3.
is where your leaders show up. Is Ben got Dak gets it to go, so a 3-point lead now for Lincoln Southeast. 7 unanswered points. As there's Clausen, top of the key, looking for Parker. Great defense, and the steal, no. Prep has numbers. Rieschel with the hand in his face, and one! Wow!
Oh!
Joey Rieschel, a 4-point play possibility. Like we were just talking about, that's where your leader comes in. What a shot by Rieschel. We saw his parents jumping up, cheering. They're happy for that. So,
yeah, that's like what we said like 10 seconds ago. You need your senior fire starters to come in and take this game over, and Rieschel needs to be one of them.
Yeah, Rieschel gets the free throw to go, so a 4-point play. Prep, they take the lead. Joey Rieschel ranked 4th in the state in made threes in Class A as Rieschel just kind of falls down.
Trying to get that charge again.
Gate drives, what a dunk. Wow. Punctuation right there. And a timeout called. That's how you flip momentum back to your team. I don't even think he was going to dunk that.
No, I thought he was laying it up. These Lincoln Southeast fans are going crazy. Little kids call that as the bean top.
A head tap right there as Lincoln Southeast jumps back on top with a 1-point lead. We just saw a 4-point play and then a poster. You're going to hear a lot of cheering and a lot of yelling. So
I mean, I didn't even think he'd get up there.
I thought he was just going to kick it maybe in the corner, but
for a 3?
Yeah. Man.
Not a bean top. You might see that on SportsCenter. Maybe on your Max Preps Instagram.
Yeah,
maybe if you're scrolling later tonight.
Might see that. Maybe on TikTok tonight, who knows?
Maybe. Some guys trying to find the clip. I believe that was number 33, Gate, I think. No, number 11.
It was,
number 11, Gate. Yeah, just wrong number. I knew it was a double-digit number, but
fans kind of wanted a push off there, but they won't get it.
Tempers need to be. Your tempers need to stay the same here.
Man, these parents about louder than the birdcage for Lincoln Southeast, which is big for the away team as skip passes. Parker down low. Great help defense. Great steal.
Yeah, that's a great steal. That's just great help defense in general. That's what you teach your kids. Come over that help side, especially when you're kind of down the man advantage, and come over and try to get a backside steal.
Yeah, nothing you can really do is, that's an easy walk. Schumacher just, I don't even know if he was paying attention, just took some steps before he dribbled the ball. Can't do that.
It's like when LeBron inbounded it, took 4 steps and no call.
Well, this isn't the NBA. They will call travels here in Class A. It's 30-29, a little over 2 minutes left to play in this third quarter.
Look for another fire starter play from Rieschel or Carson Jones.
Yeah,
even a Dylan Clausen top of the key 3.
Newbill will kick it. Clausen just trying to look for something. Prep has only made 1 shot in this third quarter, and that was Rieschel, his 3. PJ Newbill will drive. That's a steal. Schumacher in transition. They'll take on Clausen. No.
It was kind of a bang-bang play. I mean, from our view, to me, it didn't really look like Clausen really kind of bumped him. He kind of leaned into him, tried to throw up the N1, but that's still a huge play for Southeast getting that stop and getting that long shot clock stop.
Yeah, like I said, Creighton Prep has only made one shot in this third quarter, and that was Rieschel's 4-point play. So this Lincoln Southeast defense is tough. As Schumacher will miss from the line. He's kind of had a rough game tonight.
He has.
And,
not really like him either. He's usually very consistent from the field.
Yeah.
You know, this Lincoln Southeast team does shoot, 40, 35% from the field in general, which is still one of your 3 shots. Still really, really good, but he needs to kind of find it.
Yeah. Absolutely, as Gretna, he makes that one. Gretna is up 25-23 against Lincoln North Star with 3:36 left in the third quarter. That's a big game to watch if you're a Prep fan, especially if they lose. You gotta watch that Gretna score. That'll be a big upset too.
Yeah, especially Gretna just being the 3 seed kind of messes with Prep. Obviously, really nobody in this building knows that right now.
Yeah.
Kind of except us. But
Rieschel will drive on Schumacher. Great shot fake. Rieschel with contact. No good.
Can't find it.
Yeah. That was a good move, but just unable to finish. Tough defense again.
Kind of all
Lincoln Southeast.
It's all Lincoln Southeast right now. The momentum, the scoring, the defense.
Schumacher a 3. No good. Rebounded by Newbill. 1 minute left to play in this third quarter. Creighton Prep down by 2. Emmett will drive. Clausen a little behind the back. With the finish.
It's huge.
Ties it at 31. Dylan Clausen, that's where you need him. That's his bread and butter in that post.
Nice hop step in between the defenders. Prep needs a stop here to close out this third quarter.
Tay Mora, weird looking shot, but it goes in. Kind of looking for the foul. Nonetheless, gets the 3 to fall. Fans wanted the foul, but he doesn't get it.
Would have been their own 4-point play.
Yeah. Clausen, great help defense.
Again, great help defense.
Driving in transition, Schumacher with the finish.
Thought we were going to get an oop.
Jones just kind of flew out the way. 36-31, 13 seconds left in the third quarter. Prep's got to get a bucket here. Rieschel, tightly guarded by Moore.
7
seconds. Emmett Knight, 4 seconds. Newbill drives, baseline. No foul. Throws it up.
Short.
No good. So kind of
what a run to end the third quarter.
Great way to end the third quarter for Lincoln Southeast. Physical defense turned into transition offense. That's kind of been the story.
Yeah.
Prep has not really gotten any easy shots. All the 31 points that Prep has scored have had to be earned by them.
And they've come out flat. There's been no, other than Rieschel's 4-point play, which I thought was going to get them back in this game. I mean, Miles Jackson, the junior, is going to try to get this birdcage going. Little swag surf. But I don't know. Junior Jays need a lot more than Miles Jackson's swag surf to get their momentum going.
Yeah, it's really down to the coaching and the players. There's only so much the birdcage can do, but as back to the score, Gretna is up 30-25 with 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Again, we saw Elkhorn South took a win, Miller North took a win, and then Bellevue West won. So those 3 teams all punched their ticket to Lincoln. As here, these 2 teams, it's coming down. It's going to come down to the wire. It's been a close game since the tip-off. It's been physical too.
If you're Coach Ludke, you make this personal. You be like, you got to say, look at all these people that came here to support you. You're this close. You are a quarter away. You're down 5. You need a big quarter. This is it. Right, if Southeast if Southeast wins, their ticket's punched.
Yeah.
They're going in that. They're still going in that 4 spot, and playing a Lincoln East team that they ran out of the gym.
Yeah. You know this Lincoln Southeast team is a very good team. Same with Lincoln East too. They're gonna make Prep earn everything.
You got to make this personal. You got to come out and you got to empty the tank in this last quarter.
1 quarter remains in this district final. Rieschel tightly guarded. That's Bradford on him. Tolliver, Jones, Newbill. Prep is kind of moving the ball around. Newbill will drive. Man, tight defense again. 10 seconds left on the shot clock.
Playing
now
great
down
defense.
to 7 seconds. They got to get something here. Rieschel will drive. 3 seconds on deck. What a block! But the ball in the hands of Clausen. And a shot clock violation. Tough, physical defense. Lincoln Southeast. As they force the Prep turnover there.
Yeah, it's been a crazy game here in the Hyder Center. Obviously, you need some magic here. You need a crazy bucket, some stops strung together. Yeah. You need something, a huge 3-point, a huge and one conversion.
They got to get a stop here. Dak will control it. Taymor has the ball now. Dak, shot fake, little jab step. 10 seconds left in the shot clock.
What a spin.
Great spin. Drive. No good. Great move, but unable to get the bucket. PJ Newbo now will control it for Prep.
Southeast cannot let Prep back in this game. You have all the momentum. You cannot let a three-point player, three-pointer,
Jones
get you back in a tight ball game.
Yeah, Jones unable. We saw him hit that corner three in the first half. He hasn't made a shot yet since then. That's Taymor, great Euro, and the finish.
What a Euro by Taymor.
Terrific Euro step. The lead is now up to 7. It's the biggest lead of the night for both teams. But we'll see if Prep can get some momentum. It starts here on the offense. Tough defense again. Clausen behind the back, great move, and a block! Payne got decked.
Whoa, wow. Have a highlight tape.
Nothing easy coming in the paint. Taymor, Dak. Oh.
That would have been a dagger if he hits that three.
That one just kind of off the hands of him. And
I believe that should be Junior J basketball, and it is.
That one's, Benga Dak knows that was his fault, but 2 terrific blocks. It is so hard to drive.
It is.
On this team.
Said they're going to have to shoot their way out.
Yeah. But it's hard to shoot. All the shooters are being tightly guarded, hands in their face.
I mean, if you're Prep, you need to hope for the other 8 seeds. If you're going to lose this game, you got to hope for the other top 8 seeds to win.
Yeah, Trinell Parker looking for something. Double teamed, throws it, steal. Another Prep turnover. Bang got that. Transition.
Foul
and they
on
get
Rischel.
The blocking foul on Joey Rischel, which is kind of what you want if you're Prep. Stops the layup. But man, Rischel may have not liked that call.
I think he thought he was straight up.
Yeah, this is Lincoln Southeast is up by 7 points.
This has been all Southeast second half. There's been no Prep.
Yeah.
The only highlight play I can go to
has been the 4-point play by Rischel.
Yeah, it's really, that's it.
We see Torrin Carter-Brown will check in for Creighton Prep. Is Dak gets the high bounce. Brown will come in for Marquise. No, never mind. He'll come in for Trinell Parker. So, Lincoln Southeast, the biggest lead of the night, 8 points. They're up 39-31. Prep has only scored 6 points in the second half.
It's been, there's nothing I can really, the highlight dunk has flipped the game on its head.
It was only a 2-point game until then, and then Lincoln Southeast is
9-point game.
Pulled away as now a 9-point game as Dak gets both free throws to go. Prep needs a bucket here.
Prep's trying everything. Bringing in the freshman guard. Torrin Carter-Brown.
Prep just can't even get a look.
No. Can't even get any penetration in a second chance rebound.
Tolliver will drive, spin, pass. Clausen saves it. Brown got it. 10 seconds on the shot clock. They got to get a shot. Tough defense again. Brown, Clausen, 3. No good. Offensive rebound by Tolliver. Kind of loses it. And I think a foul will be called. That will be on number 11, Gate.
That's a huge break for Prep. And number 0, Schumacher.
Yeah, they will get Schumacher. Stand corrected. So Tolliver will check out. Newbill will check in. Prep a new shot clock. They'll inbounds the ball.
They need a score.
They need a bucket here. Newbill. He's got to get something. There he is. Clausen. Brown will drive on Taymor. Clausen will drive on Dak. Spin move. Shot fake. Nothing easy.
And
Great
it falls.
shot, though.
That's huge bucket for Prep. They need to string some stops together here, though.
They need to get a stop, and then they need to score. We'll see what they do defensively now. How will they respond to that bucket?
Timeout.
Timeout is called by Joey Werning. the Lincoln Southeast coach talked to his guys.
Woo! We got
Well,
a game on the verge of breaking open, though.
Yeah, it's we kind of saw Lincoln Southeast pull away, but that bucket, kind of, it obviously cuts the lead down and maybe gives Prep, saying, hey, we're not out this game yet. There's still 4 minutes left to play. That's probably what Lukey's telling his guys. Don't give up. You got a lot of time.
We've seen crazier stuff happen.
We have. We absolutely have. We saw 7 points be handed to Creighton Prep when they played Westside, so anything, it can come down to anything in this game. It's 4:32 left to play in the fourth quarter.
So Miller North has done their job.
Yeah.
They closed the door in Kearney. Bellevue West slammed the door.
And Gretna right now is in they're up by 3, 32-29, with 6:30 left to play in that game. This game might finish before then, so we might not be able to give you the scores, but you never know.
Southeast, if you're Prep, you go home praying tonight.
Yeah.
The West Side does their job tomorrow. Elkhorn South did theirs. Hopefully Lincoln East pulls theirs out too.
Yeah.
Actually, no, Lincoln East could lose.
And this is big right here for Creighton Prep. You don't want to lose their district final game. It kind of
puts a bad taste in your
yeah,
mouth.
exactly.
And sometimes that's a good thing for teams.
Kind of carry that as momentum and inspiration, I guess you could say. As Lincoln Southeast will inbounds the ball. There's Bradford.
The only
tip pass and
it's
a
a
steal.
huge stop.
Now they'll slow it down. They got 4 minutes left. Plenty of time. Rischel.
Ooh,
I
I think
carry may have been a carry, but refs won't call it.
Depending on the referee.
Clausen, top of the
Looking
key.
for something.
Carter Brown with Dak on him. Big size advantage there. As Newbell skip pass. Brown, fake. 7 seconds left in the shot clock. Prep's got to get something. 4 seconds left. 3 seconds. Rischel for 3.
Air
that
ball.
one is short. Had no chance of getting in. Tough defense. We've seen that happen many times where Lincoln Southeast has forced Prep to use all 35 seconds of the shot clock and force up a shot like that where it's not the shot you want.
It also doesn't give you time down the stretch. That's 35 seconds to clock on. That's half common math, half the minute, but getting down to the last under 4 minutes of this game, you need all the time you can get.
Absolutely. As Tay Moore fans wanted to carry, they won't get that one. Hilkerman in the corner. There's Schumacher. Lincoln Southeast just kind of moving the ball around. That's 10 seconds left on the shot clock. A pass on the baseline is Hilkerman.
That's a charge.
Not sure what they call it.
I believe it's a charge. Yeah, it is a charge.
Call it a charge. Great defense there by P.J. Newbill. So Prep's got to capitalize off this.
They do. They need to close this game to a 5-point game and make Southeast kind of think about, okay, we can't pray for the time to go any faster because it won't.
Yeah. Absolutely. And the shot clock is big. Not like they had it last year. Well, there was no shot clock as Brown drives. And
it's a foul.
I think they'll get the push. They will call that on number, I'm not sure who they called it on Tay Moore. So Tay Moore will pick up the foul. Now the difference between last time these two teams played and this time is the 2 stars for Lincoln Southeast is in this game. They're not in foul trouble.
Yeah, and that's proved to be a factor.
Yeah.
I mean, both teams high in fouls. Southeast kind of almost at the bonus. Southeast almost giving Prep the bonus, which if you're Southeast, isn't a bad thing necessarily because you're kind of making them force those one-on-ones.
Clausen open 3.
Oh,
no good.
That's
Clausen can hit that, but unable
shot
to get
they
that.
need.
Yeah. That's probably the best look they've gotten all half is that
Yeah.
shot right there. Nothing has come easy for Creighton Prep as Southeast controls the ball. Time is on their side now. Dak on the baseline. He'll get it right back. Clausen on him. Help defense by Rischel. Great help defense. Now in transition is Prep. Jones sets, won't get the 3. There's the steal. Tay Moore in transition. Missed the layup. Wow. He gets the foul.
Wow.
Unbelievable. Tay Moore. That woman just put on a platter for him right there. Just couldn't get it. And
that's
then he
the game in a
foul.
sense. That puts it 9.
That's big.
That makes it. That puts Prep at the line.
Yeah, now Prep shooting 1-1, so Prep can get 2 points off that silly mistake, I guess you could say, by Tay Moore.
That's why you take layup line seriously.
1-1 for Brown. No good. And a foul
Push
on
against
Dylan Clausen.
Clausen.
Man, Prep needed that one right there. That would have been big if Torrin Carter-Brown hit that shot. We see Tolliver probably check in for him. So Lincoln Southeast, they've had some turnovers, made some mistakes, but Prep's just been unable to capitalize off of those mistakes. As we take you to Gretna is up 34-33 with 4 minutes left to go in that game. We'll keep you updated with that score here as that can really affect the outcome of this one. Taymor drives.
Timeout.
Timeout called. And so both teams will huddle up. 2 minutes left to play in this fourth quarter. It's been a great one so far, but if you're a Prep fan, you're kind of holding your breath here.
Yeah, you need something special. You need a run, and it can't come any later. It needs to happen now. Coach Lukey's got to tell his guys, hey, if you're going to do it, you got to do it now, because you cannot leave your playoff hopes up to chance. Usually doesn't work out that well. Past years, every sport at Prep, when they've left stuff up to chance, it doesn't usually fall Prep's way.
Yeah.
They need to take this game over. They need their leaders, Joey Rischel, Dylan Clausen, they need their starting five to step up and say, you know what, this is our game. We're not dropping one at home when it matters the most.
Yes, the last home game that these seniors will play, so you don't want to lose, especially in this high-level game here. But we knew going in, Lincoln Southeast was not going to give Prep this easy win.
No,
We're going to make them earn every single thing they got.
Prep needs a huge stop here, and it needs to come. You can't let them score. This has to be a stop.
A stop, and then they need a bucket.
Quick bucket.
Yeah.
Because knowing Southeast, they're going to hold this ball for a majority of the shot clock when they have the ball next.
There's Gate. We'll kick it. Schumacher. Yeah. 6 seconds left in the shot clock. 4 seconds left now. Dak for three. No good. Bucks out. That one, wow, falls in the hands of Southeast. A new shot clock. Not
That's
what
huge.
you want for Prep. Gate for three. No good. That one, they get it. And a foul.
Foul. Puts Prep at the line, though.
Yeah. They need these free throws here. Marquise Tolliver, the junior, will head to the line.
If you're
A
Southeast,
1-and-1.
you're playing with fire. Because, you know, in essence, this can look good. If Marquise misses, you got the ball and you got a minute 35. Prep's probably going to foul you. I don't know, because Prep has 6, and the next foul would be the bonus.
Yeah. See what they do is Tolliver gets that first one to go. So now the lead is cut down to 6 with 1:35 left in this game.
You need to make it a 2-possession game, and it needs to happen now.
Yeah, and that offensive rebound from Lincoln Southeast was big. That drained a couple seconds off the clock. It's Tolliver, no good.
This is the second.
Make sure Clausen didn't foul. He didn't. So now Prep's just got to play tough defense. They'll go for the steal. Lincoln Southeast will most likely use the shot clock to their advantage. They have all the time they need.
Timeout.
Speaking of time, a timeout. He'll talk to his guys. Both guys going to the huddle. 2 timeouts remaining for Lincoln Southeast, as Prep has 4. So you said this, Creighton Prep, 1 more foul, and that sends Lincoln Southeast to the line.
You need Gretna to pull 38-33 over in Gretna.
Yeah.
If you're a Prep fan, you need Gretna to pull it out, because that's really your only hope. If you make this game close, and if the Jays get a stop, cut the game into 3, Southeast has to stop praying that time goes faster, like I said earlier.
Yeah, I know if you're a Prep fan, you may not like Gretna for what they did to our football team, but you are hoping that they win just in case we do lose
tonight.
This one. As that one has 3 minutes remaining as Gretna hits a bucket, 40-35 left. Or excuse me, 40-35 for that score.
And it leaves a bad taste in your mouth when another school cuts down your home nets that have been up all year.
Yeah. Not what you want to see.
On the march to PBA, you win the first game. You become a district host. You cut down the nets at districts. But, we've seen crazier stuff happen in this building. Look at last year. I mean,
if Prep can get it to overtime, it's a new game.
It's a new game because, hey, still 0-0, and you have a whole new clock, and the shot clock's in overtime.
There's a shot clock now, so you can actually enjoy the game that you watch as Lincoln Southeast will inbounds the ball.
Southeast run a stack, just try to get the ball in.
And they do. Schumacher, double team, and Great defense.
Should be out of bounds. No. Timeout, Southeast.
Oh, wow. That's a big timeout there. Smart timeout, but that one took a little bit to kind of realize what was going on. But
that is their final timeout, though.
That is.
Prep's got 4 left. Prep's got no fouls to get Southeast in the bonus. They do have 4 timeouts, though, so.
4 timeouts is big.
Still huge, yeah.
Use those. So Creighton Prep is down by 6 with a little over a minute to play in this one, as Gretna is up 41-38 with 2 minutes left in that game. Like we said earlier, if you're a Prep fan and you lose this game, you're cheering for Gretna to win, so hopefully they can get to Lincoln. And if they get to Lincoln, it kind of refreshes from there. You'll probably have tougher matchups, but
the toughest.
Yeah.
I mean, we know what would happen if Prep's done unthinkable. They did the unthinkable last year.
With Westside.
Bell West is a different animal, dude.
It is. Bell West
and not a good one.
Yeah, they've been number
nationally,
1 the entire year.
Never faltered.
Ranked. Yeah.
Almost dropped to Westside last game of the season. Won by like 4 at Westside over there in District 66.
Yeah. I mean, at least we saw that Bellevue West is not a perfect team. They almost
True.
lost, but
playing at PBA,
it's going to be hard.
That's what you strive for in a season.
Yeah. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Lincoln Southeast has no timeout, so they got to get it in, and they do. 14 seconds left. Prep playing some tight defense now. They got a man all the way open. That one thrown up, and
foul.
A foul. So P.J. Newbill will go to the line. Man, Schumacher was wide open in the paint, but Tay Moore just didn't see him fast enough.
No.
So P.J. Newbill, big free throws here.
If you can make both, cut the game to 4, and then guess what? It's a ball game still.
It's still 1-1 for Prep, so he's got to make this first one. This is big for the senior, P.J. Newbill. No good, but an offensive rebound. That's big. New shot clock. Newbill will drive. Prep will move the ball. Torn 3. No good.
Mark.
And they're fouling. Yeah, they get the foul. They got to start fouling now. That wasn't a bad shot by Torrin Carter Brown, but man, now it just kind of you kind of lose hope.
Deflates you.
Prep. Yeah. Just kind of lose hope there. 53 seconds left.
If you're Mr. Eastmo's birdcage, you kind of gotta pull something out here.
And with 47 seconds left, Lincoln North Star is actually up against Gretna by 2 points, 43-41. So
don't go in. Okay.
There it is.
I thought they were gonna get the second friendly bounce of the game.
Risho's got to get a bucket. Prep's got to get a bucket. Risho will drive. Newbill 3.
Off the
No
mark.
good. And a foul. 43 seconds left to play in this one.
Nearing the end.
Heads to the line, up by 6. With these 2 free throws, they can most likely put the nail in the coffin.
I mean, the story is you look at who came out hot at halftime. Southeast put together a run.
Yeah, they started the game hot too. They started 6-2 score, and then to start the second half, they had a little run there.
Yeah.
Prep has only scored 9 points in this second half, compared to 18 scored.
First one falls. That's a big relief if you're Lincoln Southeast. That puts the game in a 3-possession game.
Yeah. 43 seconds is still a good amount of time, but you just got to start making your shots.
The Westside team to our left, kind of watching other games anxiously. All right. Got to go fast.
40 seconds left. Brown will drive. Brown, he's got to look for something. Tight defense by Moore. And they get a foul.
Which for Southeast, that's a good thing. That makes it so you can't hit a 3.
Yeah.
Because a 3 is huge.
And Brown, we saw him miss that first free throw that he attempted, so kind of hoping that he misses this one, as Gretna is down by 3 with 23 seconds left to play against Lincoln North Star.
So both these games are going to end around the same time.
Yeah. Man, it's going to come down. There's 12 seconds left in the Gretna game. Now 10 seconds. Gretna's still down by 3. I think a turnover was committed by Gretna. As we take over here, Brown got the first one. Prep is in the double bonus. So they get 2 free throws regardless.
Some prep students heading for the exits.
Yeah.
Everyone kind of staying around.
I'm anticipating what's going to happen. Brown, a big free throw.
And
No good.
nothing.
Schumacher gets it. And they foul. So Schumacher will go to the line. He's kind of had a rough game, but he can pick that up.
This is how you make up. This is how you make up for it.
His teammates kind of cheering him up.
9 seconds left over in Gretna.
Yeah, that game, this Gretna game is huge. Absolutely huge for Creighton Prep. You want Gretna to win, but they are down by 3 at their home court.
Is it 3?
Yeah, down by 46-43 with 9 seconds left. And over here, Prep is down with 32 seconds left. So Schumacher at the line.
Chance to put the nail in the coffin for the Southeast Knights.
Make sure they box out here, though, in case he misses. But he doesn't. That first free throw is in. Lincoln Southeast up by 8 points with
Chance
32
to put it
seconds.
to 9.
Man, you got to give credit to Lincoln Southeast coming in, and they dominated really the whole game.
Yeah. You can't. You point to the highlight top. You point to the dunk and a steal.
And that will end it.
Southeast.
Lincoln Southeast comes into Creighton Prep. They'll cut down the nets in the Hyder Center, and they get the win. What a victory for Lincoln Southeast. Hard fought offensively and defensively. Man.
This will deflate you.
Yeah.
But Coach Ludke, I think, asking. It's going to be heartbreaking for these seniors because these seniors don't know yet that their season is probably coming to an end.
As Lincoln Southeast is still, or excuse me, Lincoln North Star is up by 3 against Gretna with 6.3 seconds remaining in that one. We will probably keep you updated, keep you on air.
The game is over here.
Yeah.
11 points, 25. Game's over.
Yeah. As Clausen, he just got to get a bucket. He'll Euro.
Get a
no
foul.
Good. They get the foul, so Clausen will go to the line with 18 seconds left.
North Star a chance to basically end the game over in Gretna.
This, man, Lincoln teams have killed the hopes for Creighton Prep. They've killed the state hopes for Creighton Prep. Just sucks for these seniors.
Yeah, because they're not going to know.
As Clausen at the line. First one is good. Won't really do much. 18 seconds left. Prep down by 10.
Well, Emery, I know it sucks to end this way. Obviously, district championship is always, you always want a district, and it's good.
So a timeout. Prep not going away.
No, they're not.
There's still time.
Never will.
As Lincoln Southeast, or excuse me, Lincoln North Star, I keep saying that, is at the line. They take a 4-point lead with 6 seconds left in that game. Game's not over yet.
No.
Hey, if you saw Iowa and Michigan State, you saw what Iowa did.
We've seen crazy stuff in March Madness.
Some crazy stuff, so we don't want to call this one over yet. It's Prep. They're not going to give up. We know that.
No, they're not. But Coach Luke, he's gonna fight until he can't anymore.
Yes.
They got to give.
Wow. Lincoln North Star defeats Gretna 48-43. An upset. And if Prep loses here, most likely they will not go to the state tournament.
The season for the Junior J is probably
done.
It's done. You never want to drop a district championship as a host school.
As they get the foul before that ball goes out of bounds. So that will send B.J. Bradford to the line. Man, Lincoln teams, Lincoln Northeast and
chance
Lincoln
to send
North Star.
5.
Yeah. Who would have thought?
And OPS not even making it in the girls or men's tournament for the first time since 1971.
That's insane.
Not one school.
That's insane. I think you got to start putting some respect on these Lincoln teams now.
Yeah, you do.
They've definitely showed that they can ball just as good as anybody else in the state of Nebraska. As Bradford, kind of a weird
and
shot.
It falls.
So Lincoln Southeast, 47-39, 10 seconds left.
For Southeast, get ready. Get those ladders ready.
Yeah.
Get ready because you're dancing all the way to PBA.
Which is not going to be far for them.
No. Have the home court advantage most likely too.
Basically, as that one doesn't win in, Richo just got to put something up. He will foul. So he'll shoot 3. Joe Riesel going to the line. 4.8 left. This one is most likely over. As we will remind you again, Gretna takes a loss in their home court against Lincoln North Star, which is big because that takes Creighton Prep out the playoff picture.
Gretna won.
Man. Lincoln, you got to give credit to Lincoln Southeast. Their fans showed up. Their players showed up. They did a great job offensively and defensively. What a game they played. I mean, it was hard for Prep to score, to earn anything they had.
Yeah, it's
a heartbreaker for sure.
They don't know yet.
Yeah.
And this is going to
Man.
not being able, even for fans like us, getting to go down to PBA and cheer on the Jays at the University of Nebraska in that small arena environment. There's nothing like it.
Not at all.
But the Junior Jays will not be able to see that most likely this season. 4.8 seconds, down by 5.
Langston Palmer will check in. Joey Riesel, what a season for him, as he will most likely check out for the last time of the season. Football pass. Gate got it. Prep looking to foul.
And that's
They're not going to
your
call
ball
anything.
game.
Lincoln Southeast
pulls
comes
off the
in
stunner
to the Hyder Center and takes down the Junior Jays, destroying their playoff hopes. This will be the last time Creighton Prep will play this season. As we know, Gretna took a loss.
That is it.
Man, but what a season it was, at least. You got to give credit to both teams. Kind of a roller coaster season for Prep. But
get the ladders ready, man.
Yeah. Any last thoughts? This is our last
broadcast. You know, it's been fun. Thank you for everybody for listening. I got to give a shout out to my parents, mom, dad, my brother. Thank you guys for supporting me. Hopefully, you know, maybe ESPN will work out in the future. Maybe you guys will see me on TV somewhere. But for me, that's it. Junior Jays.
Yeah.
I mean, I love all these guys from the bottom of my heart. It's awful. I wanted to see these guys go play in Lincoln, and it breaks your heart.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to piggyback off you. I'm going to shout out my mom and my dad. I know my mom's watching right now. Parents, they're going to be supportive no matter what. Shout out to anyone who's watched this broadcast and anyone who's been with us all year long. We thank you so much for tuning in. We thank you to
guys.
Our teacher, Mr. Razgrashek, to Mike Knockenhauer, Alex Tejan, anybody who's been on the call, anyone who's been a part of this community, because I'm going to say it, we probably have the best media sports out there. Maybe a little biased, but we thank you so much for everyone who tuned in, everyone who watched, and man, what a season it's been. Unfortunately for Prep, they won't go to the state tournament, but man, we thank you so much. Everyone, stay safe, and thank you so much for watching.